Hello guys, welcome back. As we continue to build our charts application with Flutter and Django, today we will set up our settings.py file in our Django code. Previously, we had run our Django application and it is running on localhost. Um, then today we will edit our settings.py file. Looking at this file, we have a default database which we run with SQLite tree, but we won't use SQLite for our application. We are going to use MySQL. So before we set up the MySQL database here, we will create a MySQL database in our machine. To achieve that, we open up our Launchpad, we head to MySQL Workbench, and then in the MySQL Workbench, we will create a new database. Then we head to create new schema in our MySQL Workbench. We name the schema chat app db. We leave these as they are, and then we apply. Right, it's successful. We have created our database. So we use this chat app db in our application. Let us close the MySQL Workbench and proceed to our app. So before we proceed, we will stop our server by typing Ctrl+C, and then we will get a package that is called Python decouple so that we can hide. It enables us to hide some of our secrets so that it will not be committed to version controls like Git or GitHub or Gitbucket. Then we say pipe install Python decouple. So don't mind the warning. So we have successfully installed Python decouple. We import it in our code. Then we say from decouple import config. Let us go ahead to import OS2. Then we say import OS. We use this letter. Then as we have gotten our config, let us set up the database. We'll comment this out. And then we have our SQL database, which has our user as root, then our port, our password, and our database name. We will have to configure some other things, like including the application that we created. On the installed app at the top, we bring in the name of our application. We called it chat app b app. Once we have done all this, we proceed to migrate our application as we are told here. So let us set up this. Because we are still in debug mode, we can allow all hosts. Else, when we go to production, we will only allow the hosts that we need to make changes in our services. All right. So we set up some things. We can change the time zone and all that down here. So let us do all that. Now I have changed the time zone to Africa Lagos so that whatever we do at the back end will reflect the time when we did it. And then I created the media URL where we will store media files. So we will need many plugins or packages as we continue in this project. First off, let us see the packages that we have already by typing pipe freeze. All right, we just have few packages. We can store them in a file where we can easily use them. Maybe when we want to host our application on the server, we say pipe freeze, and then we point this arrow and say and call it requirements.txt. Now we have our requirements in here. So in this application that we are building, we need many packages for it. We need some packages for FCM, which is from Firebase, and so many other packages that we use. Some things like Pillow for image handling, and then uh, SQL also we need a package. So I will organize all those packages in this requirements.txt file and then import those packages before we continue. All right, here are some of the packages that we need for our app. Some of them you get them while you are getting others, they come up automatically. So most of the ones that are really important for our project is the channels. This is for WebSocket channel. Then Django is our app, what we are using for our app. We have the Django FCM for push notifications, the REST framework for creating APIs so that we can easily fetch them in our front end Flutter application, and Google API call and all that, Google authentication. All these will be used in our application. So we have our SQL pass and all that. So let us import these packages by running our command. We can now say pipe install read requirements.txt, and then we hit enter. Whichever package that has been installed will be skipped. So we wait for it to install all the packages that we need. Now we have gotten all the packages that we need. We can see we can check out our database that using this config. Before you can use this config, you need to create a .env file in the root folder of your Django application, so that you can find the whatever that you put in the env file with this config. All right. So after now, what we'll do is to make migration of our application and then test if our application is still running. You use Python manage.py make migrations, and let's see. All right, it says no changes detected, and then we say Python manage.py migrate. We have successfully applied the changes that we made to our project. So let's try to run the app again by typing Python manage.py run server. Now we do not see those error notifications we got earlier here. So it means that we have successfully run our application and applied changes to our database. Now we can work with SQL, MySQL on our project, and then we can start implementing the changes that we need in our application.